Good afternoon. Could you please state your name for the court?
My name is Dr. Elizabeth Buchanan.
Thank you, Dr. Buchanan. What do you currently do for a living?
I'm assistant professor of economics at Nita State University in Nita City.
And how long have you taught at NITA for?
I've taught at Nita University for the past 5 years. That's 2 years as a visiting professor, 2 years as a lecturer, and 1 year as an assistant professor.
And what sort of prior experience do you have working in economics before becoming a professor?
Well, I worked at an economic consulting group called Dunhill Consultants for approximately 5 years.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Buchanan. Did I personally ask you to review materials related to this case today?
Yes, you did.
And have you since reviewed those materials?
Yes, I have.
Thank you. Are you now prepared to tell the court today what you did to arrive at any conclusions you may now have regarding this case?
Yes, I am.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Buchanan. But before we get to all that, I would like to start off by learning a little bit more about you. Can you please tell the court about any advanced degrees that you've obtained in this field?
I'm a graduate of the University of Nita, and I hold both a bachelor's and doctorate degree in economics.
And have you had any articles published regarding this topic?
Yes. I've had the honor of receiving multiple prestigious publications, including Harvard Public Policy Review, Contemporary Economic Problems, and National Journal of Law and Economics.
And have you previously been have you previously been accepted as an expert in economic damages by this court?
Yes, as an expert, I have testified in 3 previous cases in the Nita Superior Court. These cases include testifying about economic loss resulting from personal injury and wrongful death.
Thank you, Dr. Buchanan. Your Honor, I'd now like to tender Dr. Elizabeth Buchanan as an expert witness in the field of economic damages. Thank you. Dr. Buchanan, please describe to the court how you reached your opinion in this case today.
Well, I applied the facts from Mr. Potter's deposition to estimate the expected date of retirement. I also spoke with HR at Technosoft to get some more background information regarding Catherine's salary and possible promotions. Once I gathered this information, I plugged it into my demographic charts.
And based off that research you conducted, what is your conclusion and what is your opinion of the report given by Dr. Glenn?
I believe that Dr. Robert Glenn substantially overstates the total value of loss allegedly suffered by the plaintiff based on incorrect assumptions used in this model.
And how did Dr. Glenn come to conclusions regarding total value of loss?
Dr. Glenn's averages Catherine's salary increases during her entire period of employment at Technosoft.
And what effect would this have on the final projected number?
Well, this method would overstate the salary increases that Catherine will receive after death.
And can you please explain to the court why that is?
Well, I noted that her salary increases are smaller and smaller in percentage terms, and thus use of long-run averages would be ignorant of this trend.
And how does your method in determining salary increases differ from that of Dr. Glenn's?
I use an average of her annual salary increases over the last 3 years to capture the fact that she may be reaching the upper salary limit of her position.
In your opinion, how long would Catherine have been expected to work full-time?
It is my opinion that Catherine Potter would have had reasonably been expected to work full-time until the age of 50.
And what about her retirement, Dr. Buchanan?
I think she would have worked for 5 years afterwards in part-time capacity before retiring at 55.
And how were you able to come to this conclusion?
This number was based on the deposition of Jeffrey Potter when he stated that he and Catherine had talked about early retirement.
Thank you, Dr. Buchanan. I'd now like to take a step back to focus on Miss Potter's benefits. Could you please tell us your findings in this area?
I assume that the imputed value of benefits enjoyed by Catherine Potter is 17.5% of her annual salary.
And how does this exactly differ from Dr. Glenn's findings in this area?
I found out that Dr. Glenn's calculations of future fringe benefits overstate the 17.5% value, since it ignores her special one-time bonus of $2,000 in 2010 for staying 10 years at Technosoft.
And how are you able to come across this information?
I learned this miscalculation based on a conversation that I had with Linda Graham, who is the Human Resources Director of the company.
And how do you think that the one-time payout factor into her benefits affects her relative annual salary?
Well, you see, if this one-time payout were to be removed, the actual rate of benefits would be lowered from 20 to 17.5% of her annual salary.
And what effect does Dr. Glenn's mistake have on future projections of Mrs. Potter's benefits?
Well, the 20% rate overstates all future projections for fringe benefit calculations, since he does not appropriately evaluate the baseline year.
And could you also go ahead and describe for the court Dr. Glenn's methodology regarding replacement costs?
Sure. Dr. Glenn used her imputed hourly wage as the appropriate replacement wage.
And why is that not the appropriate number to use in this scenario?
Very simply, the method is incorrect because Dr. Glenn should have the value loss of Catherine's household labor as its replacement cost instead of her $41 an hourly wage.
In your opinion, what is the appropriate measure of replacement cost?
I would have used minimum wage because that is the replacement cost of household labor.
Thank you, Dr. Buchanan. Can you please tell the court what percent of Catherine Potter's income was used for personal consumption?
Yes, Ms. Potter consumed approximately 75% of her annual income for her own personal use.
And what effect does this have on Mr. Potter's claim for damages here?
Well, the amount should not be included in award of damages to Mr. Potter. He does not benefit from this consumption during Ms. Potter's lifetime.
Thank you, Dr. Buchanan. So based on all these variables we've discussed here today, what is the overall effect of Dr. Glenn's miscalculations?
The inaccurate assumptions by Dr. Glenn and his model result in significant overstatement of any likely damages suffered. I believe that he may have overstated damages by as much as a factor of 4.
And based on your adjusted calculations, in your opinion, what should the award for damages be?
In my opinion, from the date of her death through her eventual retirement at 55, the value of Ms. Potter's lost earnings, benefits, and household work, net of her consumption, is a loss of $411,007 to her estate and to her husband. In present discounted value, this amount is a loss of no less than $334,000.
Thank you, Your Honor. No further questions.